Good morning. Good morning. All right, give me just a minute. All right, where's this sound coming from? There we go. All right, so as you get here, make sure you say hello and let me know you're here while I pull this up on my phone. Let me know you're here while I pull this up. There we go. All right, so it's an amazingly wonderful morning this morning, and it's a little chilly outside here in Georgia. I mean, for some of you people, you may think it's warm, but for me, it's a little chilly. Um, there's a wind chill because there's this huge wind that's coming through right now. And so it's nice and cozy and comfortable in the house without the heat on already. But good morning, Wendy. Good morning. But it's definitely chilly outside. Just looking outside and the way the wind's blowing and everything, it just makes it feel colder. Ah. So, did you have a good night's sleep, Wendy? You got big plans for your day? I'm just going to keep asking questions. As you're the one here, right? Oh, I guess I could do this. There we go. Oh, yes, I had a good night's sleep. I was thinking, wait a minute, which thing is she answering? Because I asked a couple. Yeah, I had a good night's sleep, but for whatever reason, I woke up about 6 o'clock with a little bit of a headache. I got up and took some Advil, laid back down, got all snuggly in the covers until it was like my body said, okay, go ahead and get up. You're feeling better. So I got up. But I was just a little bit tired when I got up, and I think it's the change in the temperature, the weather kind of thing. And I will say that for whatever reason, the last few days, I've been busy doing things with my business and all this stuff, and getting so excited about different things that are going on that I can't. It's like It's getting to be like close to midnight, and I'm still not asleep. So. That can happen, right? Okay. Your air conditioner fixed, and then you're going shopping for fish eating kind. What does that mean? Fish eating kind. Oh, you're going to go find some fish to cook. I think that's what you mean. Just give me a thumbs up or something. And as you get here, make sure that you say hello. Let me know that you're here, and then you can join in the conversation. We're just kind of chit chatting for a few minutes. Fresh fish, yes, beautiful, beautiful. My favorite fish is salmon. So we haven't had salmon in probably a couple of weeks, but we're due to have salmon again because I just love it. And some of you may or may not know, but I was vegan for quite a long time. And so I now eat chicken and fish. And then I have had a burger, but it was like, so if I do any burgers now, we make, my daughter is such an amazing cook. And so she fixes turkey burgers, and I don't know what she does to them. There's some kind of seasoning thing that she does that makes them so good. It's like Why would you want to go to a restaurant and get it when she does such a good job, right? We get brazen Mediterranean sea bass. Ooh, I don't know that I've ever had sea bass. I like salmon, and I used to before I became vegan, I used to eat orange roughy, and there was another one that I really liked, but I haven't even tried those since I when I was vegan and I decided that, okay, maybe I don't want to be vegan anymore. It was like one of those days I got up and it was like, okay. So I started off with just having an egg for breakfast. Was how I started going back into eating um, meat type products, products that were taboo as a vegan. And so then I added a little cheese, and then a little bit later I had a little bit of chicken. So it's funny, it was like a little gradual thing. For one thing, it had been years since I had eaten meat, so I didn't know how my body would react and all that stuff. So that's not what this is about. This is just a chit chat as we're waiting for people to show up. But oh, I just realized I haven't put my affirmation and journal prompt in the queue here. So give me a second. Then I will do that and we will get started. So hold on, hold on. If you've been part of the program for a while, you know the drill. It takes me a minute sometimes. All right, so our affirmation for today is I'm thrilled to live my purpose. Now remember, anything that comes after I am is ultra powerful, right? So this implies that you are living your life purpose, right? Where work feels like play and every day is a fun, fulfilling adventure. Doesn't that feel good? And it's like last night as I was not able to sleep yet, I was sitting and reading my book, and it was like it was talking a little bit about our life's purpose and different things like that. And I thought, that's what we need to talk about in the morning. And so there are so many ways that we live our life purpose, right? So, and life purpose sounds huge, right? But it could just be, hold on, I'm getting an amber alert on my phone. So hold on. Come on, stop, stop, stop. Um, it'll be a minute before I can see if you're making any comments or anything because of the amber alert. Um, So, anyway, when it comes to the words, my life purpose, that just feels like you have to know all, but that's not true. Your life purpose could just be that you start recognizing what your gifts or talents are, and you start utilizing those. And as you're doing that, the purpose of what you feel is your life's purpose, the idea of it, the feeling of it starts to come. Because you don't sit in a vacuum and chant and then your life purpose just comes into your mind. Now that might work for some people, for most of us, no, right? So this is getting you toward that, getting you in that place. Good morning, Kimmy. Good morning. So I am thrilled to live my purpose. And wouldn't we all be thrilled to live our purpose? Even if in this very moment we don't know exactly what that is, that's okay. This is where you start. It is getting into this place where you know there is one, right? And you may be doing something that lights you up, but is that really your life purpose? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. It's your life purpose when you get down to it is to live a happy life and to spread your joy into the world, right? So if you're happy and you're creating happiness in some form or another with other people, then you're living your life purpose. Sometimes I think we give this huge, huge thing to life purpose. Like it has to be your Mother Teresa. It has to be that you invent something that changes the world. But that's not necessarily everybody's life purpose, right? There are people that that's their life purpose. Good for them, right? What is yours? But like I said, our life purpose is to live a life full of joy and to share our joy out into the world. Let's see, what does this say? Oh, go figure. No comments showing up over there. So let me look at my phone a little bit here. Hold on a second. See more. Oh, okay. I get it, Wendy. Yeah. So you had that perfect job that fulfilled your life's purpose. And then once you retired, it was a letdown. I get it. And a lot of people attach, do get into a job or a profession that they feel is their life purpose. And they're lucky because a lot of people have jobs that just pay the bills, has a damn thing to do with purpose, right? And that's why I think a lot of people now are getting into the online space, coaching and teaching and everything, because in that space, you can decide what lights you up, right? And so I look at the fact that we have this ability now, where like I'm doing this with you guys, and this is the thing that brings me joy, is going into the group and sharing my expertise and teaching classes. And I had an amazing time last night in Ruthie's group, where I got to talk a little bit about hypnosis, what it is and what it's not, because she did a little questionnaire in there. And there were people that thought that hypnosis was mind control. And so she said, "Can you just come in and talk about it?" So I got in her group last night, and we had a great conversation. And so it was amazing. That's why I'm so grateful to you helping me get myself back. Oh, Wendy, I love you. Thank you. And I'm so glad that I met you in Melissa's group, and that you were able to come in and get some help with because you came to several of the master classes and different things. And so I'm so grateful for you for being part of it. And the beauty is, like I said, is that we attach sometimes, when we think of our life purpose, we think it has to be this global thing, this big thing that is everybody notices, right? But that's not always what a life purpose is. And that's why it's like, and I'm not that versed on the Bible, so I think you are a little bit more so than I am, Wendy. So I think there's a place in the Bible that Jesus talks about having a joyful heart, and but in there, it's always joyful and sharing, because I remember there's a part where I won't even go there because I don't even remember exactly what it is. But the thing is, when you can find something that brings you joy, makes you feel happy, and you can then share your happiness out, you're living your life purpose. And as you're going along happy, the things that are going to come towards you are going to create more happiness and more happiness and more happiness. And in doing that, there's going to be something that sparks this thing within you of, now I know exactly what I want to do. and you've already created all the joy and the happiness around it. Mindful admiration, synchronicity. Yes, yes. And so it's just recognizing that no matter what's going on in your life, if you can find a piece of joy, then you have a purpose. And so this is beautiful, in my opinion. Of course, it's because I created it, I'm sure. However, to say this and begin to believe it. Because if you don't believe it now, that's why I'm saying that if you can just find a piece of happiness somewhere within your day, and what happens, I remember there was a time that I didn't feel so happy, right? And then I would be amazed if I was out somewhere and suddenly I thought, oh, look at that sunrise. Look at that sunset. Look at that rainbow. Look at that tree. And I would feel this surge of happiness. I think, whoa, where did that come from, right? But wouldn't it be nice if that was the normal and the times that maybe you felt a little bit down were the abnormal thing, the thing that didn't happen very often that would surprise you, right? And little by little, you can get to that place if you're not now. Now, some of you may already be there now. Hold on, let me see what this says. I need to clean my glasses before I got in here. So Kimmy says, my life purpose is to inspire people to have a better life. Jesus was referring to being a joyful giver. Yes. Gearing towards tithing. If giving from finances, give 10%. If by time, be joyful, or tithe by talents. Don't complain. Yes. I love that. Thank you, Kimmy. And here I thought Wendy was the one that was going to pop in. And one of the other things, and you'll remember, is when he talks about how there were times that people were wanting to follow him and all this, but then there were times that they never knew him. And it was like when you didn't help the beggar, when you didn't help the other person, that you were not honoring me. I don't remember exactly what it says, but you know what I mean. Children make me happy. Yes. Oh my gosh. The laugh of a child can just lift anybody's vibration, right? And, I've shared laughter does so much. Like I shared a video in the group. It's probably been a few months back. That is the one where someone is on the train and everybody's looking at their phone. Everybody looks depressed and like they just can't wait to get wherever they're going and be done with this. And then they start laughing and it gets the entire train laughing and having fun. And then they actually start talking to one another. And it's amazing, right? Another time to be joyful, be playful in hope and patience in affliction. It's a Bible verse. Okay. Even their smiles. Yes. The things that they'll do when they're so little and they're toddling around and even before then, but it's just like, I miss having a little one around because it's like, there's something about it, especially as you get into the holidays when there's a little one, it changes the level of joy and laughter and fun in any environment. It's almost like, some people have to have a few drinks to get that way, but you bring a baby, a young child around, you get that level without it, right? I love kids myself. Thank you, Wendy, for bringing that up. So I'm going to go ahead and grab the journal prompt. That's part of why I love the ducks on the ship. I bet so. And I saw, ducks are a Jeep thing too. And I went to the store yesterday or the day before, it doesn't really matter, but there was a Jeep that I pulled and parked in front of, and the whole front of their dash was little ducks, All right, so today's journal prompt. What makes your work feel like play and fills you with excitement? So now, like I said, your purpose can be just joy, but what happens is that we end up doing a job or something like when Wendy was saying that her job was her purpose, right? She had the perfect job. And so she felt really good in there. And then a lot of us in this group are entrepreneurs, which can become a daunting thing because when you're an entrepreneur, especially in the beginning, whatever you're doing, you're kind of doing it by yourself. You're wearing every hat known to man. You got plates you're balancing, you got hats up there, and then you're trying to throw in a cup and a saucer every now and then. I mean, it can be a lot, right? But if you can find a way to start focusing in on the joy of what you're doing, the joy of the end result, the joy of creating this difference, the joy of just being here, right? Then it's going to begin to feel like more like play, more like an adventure, and it gets exciting. And I will say, big Jeep thing, yeah. I can say for me, there have been so many times as I was beginning this business, coaching and hypnosis, that I felt like, oh, there is so much to do. And I would have this long list of all the things I had to do. And so there was a lot of times because I just didn't know, and I wasn't surrounding myself with people that were had similar kinds of goals of change, right? That I felt like I was all alone. And many, many times I came this close to giving up and saying, this is too hard. I can't do this. This doesn't feel good. I was wanting to get away from working a 9-to-5 job, right? And here I was. I felt like I had another one on top of the other one, right? And so I came so close to giving up. But what I discovered is it's kind of like, I don't remember if it's Zig Ziglar or who it is that talks about priming the pump, right? And so it's like when you're beginning, you're, with of course, a lot of you guys may be too young to know what you do with priming the pump, but the pump is like for a well. So you've got the water in there. Now we just turn on the water hose, right? But there's a well, or we turn the faucet on in the house and everything works, right? But with a well, it was like the water would be down low in the well. And like my first house, my husband and I, we built a house and we had a well because it was out in the country and they didn't have the city water coming out to where we were. And so we had a well. So we had this pump that was motorized that would bring the water up. But before that kind of thing came about, there you had to have like this hand pump that you would pump, almost like it looked like when you're doing the jack for the car, right? And you're jacking the car up, right? But you would pump and it would start bringing the water up. And so you had to work really hard to get the water to come to the surface. But once it came to the surface, it was like, whoa, it would flow. And so it's recognizing that the things that we do in our business, especially in the beginning, can feel really hard because we're priming the pump. We're getting the juices flowing. We're getting the business flowing. We're getting the ideas flowing. And we have to pump really hard to get that. And what I want you to do, if you can, is to kind of, instead of looking at it as how hard it is, because we can fall into that. I have many, 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 many times, right? But instead of focusing on how hard it is, start finding joy in the journey, joy in I'm learning new things. I'm getting my pump going. However you can rephrase it in your mind, because words are so powerful. So when we say something is hard, it gets harder. When we say things are bad, they get worse. So use the power of your words so that this priming your pump can start to feel like play and excitement because you can feel the stuff coming to the surface, right? And like I said, if I had given up so long ago when it felt like things were hard, I wouldn't be here today. And it feels so glorious right here. And so it's coming. And I will say there were many, many times I felt like I was climbing a hill and I knew everything was just on the other side. But it's like as I was climbing, the hill would get higher. But I was in this mindset of this is hard. So, like I said, it can be hard. But if we start looking at it as we're getting the pump primed, man, we are just priming the pump. Just relax into it, get that pump movement going, and feel like it's play and excitement. Ah, much more delicious, right? Oh, let's see. Here we go. It was a really joyful place. Oh, okay. My office was completely decorated with stuffed animals. And I was so lucky because I loved what I did so much. Yes. And as an entrepreneur, I love what I do so much. But did I love juggling 1,000 hats and all the plates? And it felt like I never could remember what I needed to do because I had so many things. But the thing is, I was priming my pump. But one of the things that I noticed as I started getting a lot more in tune with this, and I started changing my mindset and my verbiage about things, was that a lot of it was busy work that had not a doggone thing to do with working my business. But it gave me this feeling at the time of I was getting something done. It felt like I was really priming the pump, but in actuality, I was spinning wheels. I was balancing some plates that didn't even need to be there. And so it's getting to this place where you can realize that it's play and it's excitement. So then list all the playful, joyful ways you can bring even more fun and purpose into what you do each and every day. So it's like one of the things that I help people with coaching and sometimes with hypnosis as well, is that to give it a different trigger. And so are something that is you're already doing that will trigger you to do the thing that you want to do, right? So, and a big thing is that we keep our word to ourselves. So one of the things that I used to do was I didn't keep my word to myself because I promised myself I was going to get 1,000 things done in one day. Now that's a slight exaggeration, but it felt that way, right? And so I would go to bed defeated because I only touched just a few of the things on my list. And then I felt like I was so busy. How could I have done more? Right? And if you've ever felt that way, you can put a 1 in the comments or a thumbs up, or you can just know that you feel the same as I felt, right? But when you can turn that around and you can start recognizing the things that actually are important. Thank you, Kimmy. The things that are actually important. So when you make a list now, if you're a list maker, and I was a list maker, I just wasn't a completer of the list. But now I try or I work on, thank you. I can't even see that far. Is it Tanya? Tanya? I don't know. I hate saying names that I'm not sure of because I don't want to mess it up for you because I know names are important. So thank you for responding with that. The thing is that when we make a list, if we can make a list of only like 5 or less things, and we can actually put them in order of importance. So it's not necessarily that it would seem like the order of importance, but you can kind of intuitively know most of the time. For instance, I remember when my husband and I, we were building our house, and he was in construction and he was the overseer and doing a lot of the labor and hiring the people and doing all the stuff, right? And so there were times that I thought, well, why can we not just do this part? We've got the stuff, let's do this part. And he said, no, that's not the way it goes. He said, we have to wait till they do this thing and then we can do this thing. Otherwise, we're messing it up for them. And so there was this level of things that had to happen to get to the thing I wanted to do, right? And a lot of times I find we do things like that. We will rush into doing the thing that we wanted to do, but then all of a sudden it's like, oh, now I got to backtrack. So I'm just saying, make a short list, kind of look at it and say, okay, if I knew what went first, which one would it be? And seeing when you're doing it and you ask that question, your subconscious mind is going to say, oh, well, they obviously know what's supposed to go first. Let us see, what would it be? And so it's asking yourself the right questions of what comes next and then begin. But you don't promise yourself that you're going to complete everything and you're going to ever, you don't do that. So like I like to say is like if you decided that you're going to work out tomorrow by going on a walk, on a brisk walk, right? And you said, I'm going to get up in the morning and I'm going to go for a walk. You don't say, or it would benefit you not to say, I'm going to go on a 4-mile walk. I'm going to do it within this amount of time, and I'm going to do it at this time. You don't give it so many parameters, especially in the beginning, right? Because this is a new muscle that you're working on. So what I suggest for my clients is that if you want to go, your physical activity for tomorrow morning is to go for a walk. You set your clothes out, your shoes out the night before. And then if you wake up in the morning and you're feeling like crap, now you've already made this promise to yourself that you're going to get up and you're going to go walking, right? So what I tell them to do is, even if you don't feel good, put those clothes on, walk out the door. If you have steps, go down the steps. And if you still don't feel like you can go for a walk, go back in. And you have actually gone for your walk because you went outside and you went down just a little bit, right? So you're keeping your word to yourself. But what happens a lot of times, if you go through that process, when you get down the stairs and you get into the driveway, you might think, well, maybe I do feel like I could go for a walk. Maybe I'll just do a shorter walk. And then you go. But if you don't and you want to go back inside, you've kept your word to yourself. And then the next time that you tell yourself that you're going to get up and you're going to go for a walk, and if you were to roll over in the bed, your subconscious is going to say, hey, wait a minute, you said you were going to go for a walk. And it's going to encourage you to get up and go for a walk. So every time you keep your word to yourself, your subconscious mind is collecting data. And it says, wow, she does keep her word to herself. So she said she's going to go for a walk. We're going to be hounding her to go for a walk. And so it's going to keep saying, well, remember, you said you were going to do that. You said you would feel better. You said this, you said that. And all those things are going to go through your mind and you're going to get up and go for your walk. But what happens if you say, I'm going to go for my walk tomorrow. I'm going to go for 4 miles. I'm going to do it in 3 hours. No, that wouldn't be right. I'm going to do it in an hour. And I'm thinking, wow, that's a really slow walk. So you say that, and when I get back, I'm going to, and you give all of these instructions, and then you get up and you feel like crap for some reason, and you don't go. Your subconscious mind is logging that too. So then it says, when she says she's going to go for a walk, she's not necessarily going to go for a walk. Let's see what happens the next time. So the next time you do that, if you once again, something comes up and you've already told yourself you're going to do this and then you don't, then your subconscious says, okay, there's a pattern here. I see. If she says that, she's not going to do it. So then the next time that you set the clothes out, you're ready to go for the walk, and you wake up in the morning, it's going to give you a litany of other things that are more important for you to do instead of going for a walk, because it's already learned. It's learning what you're doing all the time. And it says, well, she doesn't really mean it when she says that. So let's give her other things to do. And so that's why a lot of times your mind chatter can help you to go forward into what you said or hold you back. You've trained it. So let's start training it a little bit differently. Let's see, what does this say? That is what I'm going through right now. I create activity books and I want to get back to writing, but I need to market them. I don't enjoy marketing, but need the exposure. I have to take a breath and understand the process and do what I need to. Thanks for the topic. Just what I needed. Perfect. Thank you. Thank you. Well, you've got this. Start training your subconscious mind a little bit with some of these activities, right? And find so it's the marketing that holds you back or makes you feel like you're not doing the things that you really love. Find a way to love some of the marketing. Maybe there's a little trick or something with the marketing that can bring you joy. Just learning something new can bring you joy, right? So it's all a mindset. Find the thing that maybe is holding you back a little bit and see how you can make it a game, make it more playful, make it, give yourself a challenge. If it's the marketing, say, "Ooh, today I'm going to do this and I'm going to have so much fun for this amount of time." And then you can walk away for a while, because a lot of times it's that we spend so much time ingrained in the thing that we don't want because we think we're supposed to. Or get someone to help you market. Yeah. But in the beginning, that's not always so easy. And the thing is that when you're first doing things, it's so important to gather that kind of information by doing it, so that when you hire somebody, you're not just saying, "All right, market this for me." You're saying, when I was doing the marketing, these are the things that felt important to me. Let's talk about it. And that way you can make sure that they're doing the things in the way that you would want them done. Yeah, collaborate. Yeah. And there may be people in this group that you could put something up in the comments and say, I'm right, I've got this book and I'm wanting to market it. Would anybody be willing to have a conversation with me about ideas about marketing? Who knows? You might get a collaboration there. You might find someone that is willing to show you some tips and tricks that maybe you're not aware of, because we don't know what we don't know, right? But I really feel like in the very beginning, it's important to know how to do those things. That's why some of these people that have these huge, huge companies, and they go in and the people that are in charge are people that maybe started at the bottom and started working up and went through all the stages of the business, because now they know how everything works and they can understand it better. They can empathize with the people and they can encourage and push people that need to be pushed, right? Or pulled. So it's important to know how to do all those things. And I think that's why we spend so much time priming the pump, because we get so much knowledge and gain so much expertise in the process. And who knows, when you get finished with it, and if you become like this master marketer on your stuff, then there'll be somebody that comes along that asks questions and you can help them. And I'm not saying that'll be you. However, it could be, because when I first started doing all this stuff, this is not what I did. I was a health coach to start with, right? You might find it exciting. And now with AI, it's easier. Yeah. But your journey changes as you're going, and you start finding that there are certain things that really light you up. Some things that not light you up so much, but it's part of the process, and it's grabbing that process and beginning to find something about it that makes you happy. Right? All right. So I'm going to go back to the affirmation. Where are we with time? Okay. Oh no, sorry. Go back to our affirmation. There we go. I'm thrilled to live my purpose where work feels like play and every day is a fun, fulfilling adventure. Put that on your index card, your sticky notes, the screensaver on your phone. Put it on the mirror with a chalk marker. Put it on a paper and stick it on the front door. Put it on the fridge. Put it somewhere that you're going to see it today. If you're like us in our house, we're going into the fridge all day long just to get the water pitcher or whatever, right? So that would be where we would see it the most, right? So put it somewhere that you'll see it. And it will be the reminder that when you have a task today, like your marketing, that it's like, oh, I have to do this. Change that up to, whew, I get to do this. I have this amazing, amazing book that I get to market and get out into the world. Oh my gosh. There are people that dream of having a book that they get to market. So it's changing the mindset about the activities that you get to do because you wrote this, because you created this, right? Finding the play and the adventure in the thing that you are choosing to do for your business. And not everybody chooses to do it, right? That's why there's so many failed businesses. That's why there are so many people that maybe do the same thing with creating, what was it you said you created? Hold on. Activity books. And writing. There's a reason why so many people give up. Is because they're looking at all the tasks that they do in that process as hard and as something that they don't want to do. So is it going to be exceptionally easy when you first start changing this mindset? Maybe not, but it could be. What if it could be easy? What if all of those things that you're having to do or you're choosing to do for your marketing became fun? How can you create it as a game, an adventure? Because when you can figure that out, oh my gosh, you're going to be ultra successful at that because it's become an enjoyable thing that you like to do because you're getting your stuff out there, right? You're creating and you're finding a way to offer it to people. One of the things that I talk about a lot is the billboard story. And so maybe I'll share that another day because we've got some new people in here. But I want to make sure I remember. Where's my paper here? Well, I guess I have to look over here. What is today? Today is the 13th. So next, where's it at here? All right. So, oh my God, what is today? Okay. So 13th. So tomorrow is when Lois is going to be here in the group at 5 p.m. Eastern. And you go into the events section because she's all about becoming magnetic to your most amazing relationship, whether you're in one or you're wanting one. So please come and support her for giving her valuable time to this group because it's going to be good. I'm going to be sitting there taking notes, I will tell you. And so definitely be there. And then the next Stand Up and Stand Out party is scheduled for the 21st. And that's the following Thursday at 5 p.m. Eastern. And so it is going to be so good. And so you are more than welcome to come to that. And we will be the times that we've done this before. There was one person that was a writer and he had written a poetry book, Oswald. And so he was there and he just talked a little bit about his process where he was stuck. And in that, people ended up buying his book, and it was just wonderful for him, right? We've had people that were able to tweak their elevator pitch so much that now when they go to networking events, I feel confident that every time they say what they do, that there are going to be people coming to them afterwards saying, I want to know more. And so there are people that want to be there to hone their elevator pitch or to get a little bit of clarity on something where someplace they're stuck. Some people just want to be there for support, and they don't really want to do anything themselves. They're wanting to help everybody else. And then there's some people that don't even want to be on camera. They want to sit back and just watch. And so whatever level you want to come to the stand up and stand out party, come and at least try one, because this is something that I've been doing on a regular basis, not consistently the same as far as when it shows up. It's not like it's every 2 weeks or whatever. Of course, this one will be 2 weeks from the last one. The thing is that I'm going to be doing them every month, and it is just a great place to play, to find that adventure in what you do. So definitely come if you can. So then we'll get to the journal prompt. What makes your work feel like play and fills you with excitement? And list all the playful, joyful ways you can bring even more fun and purpose into what you do each and every day. And so what I recommend is that you have a journal or a notebook that you put these in there exclusively. Now, you don't really have to do that, but it works good to do that, keeping them all in the same place. And then you have the journal prompt, the affirmation and the journal prompt, and the date on the paper. And then before you start filling out all the information, you take a few moments, whether it's 10, 15 minutes, whatever works for you, to just sit in silence and connect to your inner being and just breathe. And after you come out of that silent place, you're quieting the chatter, getting in touch with your God voice, your subconscious mind, your intuition. And then that's when you brain dump all the things that show up, all the things that come up for you. You don't judge it. You just write. And that is the place where you can really see what's going on, that you can celebrate, that you can do things that maybe you never would have occurred to you. But it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. Let's see. Let me see. All right, here we go. Okay, let's see. Thank you so much for the group. I feel enlightened. I've been so busy. Let me see if I can expand this out. I feel so busy all week, but I happen to be available for this one. Thank you. Oh, my pleasure. We meet every day for an affirmation and a journal prompt. So just so you know, Monday we meet at 2 p.m. Eastern. And then Tuesday through Saturday, we meet at 9 a.m. Eastern. And on Sunday, it's 10 a.m. Eastern, just so that there's a little bit of a difference in the time. And Sundays, I like to just leisurely do my thing and then come on. And so I'm always so excited to be here and to share with you guys. And there's so many ways that you can be involved by coming to the events. You can post something in the group. And if you haven't done your intro post yet, you do your intro post, and then people can welcome you in. This is an amazing community of people that all want to be able to stand up and stand out in the most profound way. That doesn't mean everybody wants to be a speaker, but everybody wants to be able to be confident in themselves and stand up and stand out when they want to, right? And so I appreciate each and every one of you that are members of the group. And then if you're coming in from a different location and you're on Instagram or on YouTube and you would like to be part of the group, you're welcome to join. So you go to VickyPoole.com, VICKIEPOOLE.com. You'll be prompted to answer questions. and you have to answer the questions to become a member. That is just one of the rules. And so I have people in the queue right now that haven't answered the questions, and it seems like there's a lot of times that happens. And sometimes it's not necessarily that they don't want to answer the questions, it's they got distracted, or maybe they hit the wrong button or whatever, and they didn't answer the questions. And so I send a message and say, hey, answer these questions and then you can be a member. Some do, some don't, and that's okay. I feel like the people that are supposed to be here are the ones that are here. And so thank you guys for being here with me this morning. And I really hope that I'll see you tomorrow at 9 a.m. and that you'll be coming to the event. And so go into the group, and on the events tab, you make sure you click that and you look, and you will see things that have been in the past. You'll see things that are coming up. And I really, one of my goals is to make sure that I have at least 2 guest experts a month to come in and support you in some way. And so, you can reach out to me in a direct message if you want and say, this is a place that I'm struggling, and we can see if I can't help you, then we can get a guest expert to come in. And if you would like to have a short conversation with me, I've got a Calendly link that I can share. So you can, if you want to have a conversation with me about something, or if you want, you have a problem and there might be a guest expert that would come in, just let me know, and I'll be more than happy to give you the info, or use your information to look for the next person that would be coming in. I haven't made the decisions about December yet, because December is going to be a lot of people traveling and everything. So we'll just see. But thank you guys for being here this morning. I really appreciate you. And Wendy, I see you've given me my ending for the day, which I always appreciate you for doing that. So, like I said, I hope to see you tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern. And in the meantime, have a purpose-filled adventure today. And I will see you tomorrow. Mwah.